Welcome back to Buy Wellness Podcast. Today we have a three-part series again, and this is called The First Domino, and why every diet you've tried keeps failing and it's not your fault. So before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you that this is a three-part series. I'm calling The First Domino, and this series is about one idea that changed someone else's life right in front of me. Someone I had the honor of coaching. Someone who carried extra weight for 20 years, tried everything, and finally lost 50 pounds and kept it off. Starting with one thing so small, he almost laughed when I told him about it. And part one today is about why the diet you have already tried did not fail because of you. Part two is about the real science of why one tiny action creates a chain reaction that nothing else can. In part three, I sit down with the man himself. His name is Tarek, and his story is one of the proudest moments of my coaching career. So start here. This is the part one, the story built in order. I want to introduce you to someone. His name is Tarek. For 20 years, he's carried extra weight, not on and off for a few months, 20 years. He tried keto, he lost weight. The moment he stopped, it came back. He quit smoking at one point and then gained even more. Every attempt followed the same pattern. Big effort, small progress, then everything returned. Sometimes with even extra weight added on. By the time I met him, he weighed around 235 pounds. He told me his life back then in one word: average. Wake up, go to work, come home, watch Netflix, not unhappy exactly, just dull, predictable, no excitement at all. If that sounds familiar to you, if you have lost the same 15, 20, 30 pounds more than once in your life, I need you to hear this clearly before we go any further. It was never a willpower problem. It was a design problem. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why. Here's the research that explains exactly what happened to Tarek and what may be happening to you right now. A study published in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology in 2007 followed women through cycles of restrictive dieting. The research found that restrictive dieting was directly associated with increased depression, increased anxiety, and increased binge eating. The stricter the diet, the worse those numbers got. Here's the mechanism behind that. When you go on an extreme diet, cutting out the entire food group, slashing out calories dramatically, your body does not know the difference between dieting and starvation. It reads as a sudden restriction, as a threat. And it responds in a way it is biologically designed to respond to a threat. It slows down the metabolism. It increases your hunger hormone. It primes you to eat more the moment you have access to food. Researcher Kelly Browney studied this exactly pattern in a controlled experiment with rats. The animals were put through a cycle of dieting and then refeeding them. The first time, it took them 21 days to lose that weight. After they regained it and they went through the exact same diet the second time, it took 46 days to lose the same amount. Same diet, same calories, but more time. Double the time. Your body remembers the last time you tried to force through a rapid change, and it adapts to the define against it happening again. It defends from it happening again. This is not a character flaw. This is biology, working exactly as it was designed to. The problem was never Tarek. The problem was never you. The problem is the size of the leap everyone keeps trying to take from not losing weight to losing 20 pounds of weight in one go by starvation, by diet, by whatever. But our biology thinks differently. Let me give you 3 things to understand about why big changes fail and small ones succeed. First, your brain treats a massive change as a threat and a tiny change as safe. There is well-documented research on health habits formation, published in a peer-reviewed medical journal that makes a simple but powerful recommendation. The research wrote that the patient should be encouraged to aim for small and manageable behavior change. Because failure can be discouraging, their specific example was this. A sedentary person who always just sit, should be advised to walk 1 or 2 extra bus stops before getting on the bus, rather than being told to walk the whole way home. That small, almost laughable, easy starting point is what actually making the change actually work. So when I met Tarek, I did not give him a meal plan. I did not give him a gym schedule. I told him to walk 5 minutes a day. And he thought I was joking. He said, "Really? That's it?" And I said, "Yeah, that's it. Just walk 5 minutes every day. Try it." That 5-minute walk was not a workout. It was a message to our nervous system that this new change is safe, that this change is doable, and you can trust this new change. Second, adherence, not intensity, predicts whether weight loss actually lasts. A major research review covering 25 years of behavior weight loss studies found something that surprises most people. The strongest predictor of long-term sustainable weight loss was not how hard people exercise or how strict their diet was. It was adherence. Simply put, whether people actually kept doing the thing consistently over time. The research found that the benefit of exercise for weight loss often comes less from the calories burned and more from the psychological shift it creates in our brain. The shift that improves eating behavior and self-belief. A 5-minute walk burns almost nothing in terms of calories, but it builds something far more valuable in Tarek. It builds proof. Proof that he was someone who was willing to show up and can show up. And it's proof that what changed everything that came afterwards. Third, yo-yo dieting is not just discouraging. It's a measurable harmful to your body. Researchers have confirmed that weight cycling, going yo-yoing, the medical term for this is yo-yo pattern, is linked to increase in insulin resistance, higher blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, and greater long-term cardiovascular risk. Every time your body loses weight rapidly and regains it, your fat cells become slightly more resistant to insulin, making the next round of weight loss biologically harder than the one before. This means that the very strategic most people use to fix their weight quickly is the same strategy quietly making lasting changes more difficult each time they try it again and again. Tarek's 20 years of yo-yo cycling were not a sign that something was wrong with him. They were predictable results repeatedly trying a strategy that research shown does not work. So if you've been yo-yo dieting, you've been losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, your body is adapting to it. Your body knows, it's smart, and it's creating things to make it even harder next time for you. So really keep in mind, if this is you who's been yo-yo dieting, who's been trying, it worked, and bounced back, it's not all your fault. Your biology is making it harder for you. So here's what I told Tarek and what I want to tell you right now, the person who's listening. You do not need a better diet plan. You do not need more discipline. You do not need to find the willpower that everyone else seems to have and you don't. You need a domino small enough that it cannot be knocked over by a bad day, a busy week, or a bad weather. This domino, the first domino, is so crucial. Tarek's 5-minute walk grew on its own into 30 minutes walk, then 45 minutes, then a gym membership he found, and signed up for completely on his own without me pushing him there. He did not force that growth. It happened because the foundation was solid enough for him to build on. That is the entire principle behind the first domino, this 3-part series. You're not trying to build a whole structure day today. You're trying to find that one small piece, that really small domino piece to tip it. And strong enough to hold what comes afterwards. Here's what I want to tell you to do before the part 2 of this 3-part series. Think about the smallest possible version of the change you have been trying to force on yourself. Not the ideal version, the smallest version that you could do even on your worst day, your busiest day, the most tiring day. Write it down. What are going to come back to it? We're going to come back to it. And in part 2, because I'm going to walk you through the actual science on why one little tiny daily action creates a chain reaction strong enough to carry someone through 25 kilograms of weight loss. And I'm going to show you exactly how that cascade works step by step. So this is part 1 of our 3-part series, the first domino. And if this episode helped you understand why your past attempts were never your fault, come find me on Instagram at benyim33. Again, it's on Instagram, benyim33. I'll send you the exact framework that I use with every person I coach. The exact same one that Tarek started his transformation. Come find me on Instagram at benyim33. And if you found any value on this podcast, I would love for you to go rate it 5-star on whatever platform you're listening to, because it helps the algorithm push out to more people so that I can help and serve more of you guys. So I'm very grateful for you investing time and energy into your own health and wellness, being here, listening to this podcast. As I've mentioned, this is only part 1. We have 2 more parts of how this first domino effect really helped someone lose weight and 50 pounds of weight. If that's something that you really want, and I hear you, you've probably been yo-yoing back and forth. As today we've explained, it's not entirely your fault. Your biology is making it harder. So I'm excited to see you on part 2 and part 3 of this 3-part series of the first domino effect to help you with weight loss and managing it off. I appreciate you and I'm thankful for you being here and grateful that you're spending time and effort on yourself. I'll see you in part 2.